guys, and welcome back to Draw Along Doodles with Walker. We're working on our farm animals, and today we're going to make a little pig. They're so cute. Now, he is wider than he is tall, so it'll help us if our paper is horizontal. I think pigs are so cute. It's very interesting that they're actually very intelligent, and even though they use mud to cool off, they are very cleanly. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a big almost Mike and Ike kind of shape, an oval in the middle. Okay. Now, his snout kind of comes off like a teardrop shape and it's pointing up just a little bit. So I'm going to come make his head like I was making a candy corn or a teardrop. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to curve in between those two to connect them. So instead of just meeting with a hard line, it's going to curve from the neck to the back. Now, let's get some details into this head. We're going to come on the corner location right here, and we are going to come up to a point and then curve down, but we're not going to come back to touch. So there's one of our ears. It's the ear that's in front, and it is close to the back edge of his head. Now his other ear is going to be behind, and it's going to come up and curve out and down. There we go. Now we have our other ear. I'm going to give it a little flap inside so that you can kind of see where the width and the folds of his ears are. All right. Now, as far as making his head look a little bit more pig-like, we're going to take the top of this and we're going to just gently curve it down. So notice it's a real small difference. It's a difference between straight and just a little bit below. And you will be surprised what a difference that makes for it looking like a pig. Okay, now his nose is going to be at the end here. I'm going to make a U shape. So that rainbow is not stopping flat, it's tilting a little bit. So the bottom of the rainbow is tilted a little bit. And then I'm going to bump down, bump up, bump down, and in. So that rainbow should connect with a little bump right there. All right, let's put his nostrils. Pigs like to snort, and that's very good. So to show you what I did there, they're really small. I've just come in and made little teardrop shapes. All right, he's starting to look more pig-like, isn't he? We'll come and make him a little eye. Okay. From here, we're going to go in and put his legs. Now, remember, he's a pretty beefy character, so his legs are going to have what we would call haunches, big, large thigh parts. Let's make the back. So we're going to come down from the back of that oval. And then over here, like we're creating a funnel, we're going to come a little bit in and down. Now, remember, he is a pig. He's not a giraffe, so he can't go too long on his legs. So there's one. And then we're going to come lean forward a little bit, lean forward a little bit. And then we'll stop at the hoof. Now, the back one, obviously, is behind the belly. So we're going to just see that ankle part. Back and down, down, but a little bit less back. Have them into that bend in about the same place. And then forward and forward. And we're going to cut off for his little part in front. All right, let's add the hoofs for these. So we're going to come down, back 3/4 of the way. We're going to cut a zigzag triangle up. And then we're going to come down. So we're going down, back 3/4 of the way across the foot, zigzag cut up, and then back in. All right. Now, he does look kind of weird right now, but don't worry, it'll be fine. Okay. For his front legs, I'm going to come about from the middle of his chest right here, and I'm going to come back, down, down. So it's zig to the right, zag to the left, zig to the right. Now, for the back part of that, where it's going to come down and just a little to the right, coming in to make that funnel, and then back a little bit so that he's kind of picking up his foot. So zig, zag, zig, zig, zag, zig. Okay, we're going to put his foot on. So down, 3/4 of the way back, zig up and down, and then come back up. Obviously, we can erase this part right here because that is overlapping. And now we need the leg that's in back. So it's going to be following that curve down and then leaning it forward just a little bit. And technically, it would be coming in like this. So that leg is really covering it up. And then we can make the hoof. Down, zigzag, and in. All right, so do you see how we can see his chest kind of coming in front here? And we see those different parts. You can make adjustments if you decide like, oh, he looks a little, strange right here. It looks a little bit different. You can help yourself out. Sometimes it helps to give him a little bit more of a chin. But in general, pigs are pretty consistent about how they look. Oh, and we need a little curly cue for a tail. So I'm going to make a curl, and then I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to thicken it up. All right, let's go in and Sharpie this guy. Now, it is your choice if you want some of the things like the folds of the ears or the inside of the nose with thin Sharpie, or you might just do it all with thick. Okay, that ear is really forward, so I am a little bit concerned that it's going to get overlapped. I'll come around and do his nose, and then I'll come to the bottom of his face and around his head. I'll get his other ear. Then I'm going to do his legs because I'm afraid that I will accidentally end up going through those legs. And hopefully, if I have a nice thick black line already there, I will not do that. I'm going to arch his back just a little bit as I go in. Okay. Now I'm going to get his tummy because that would be in front of those back legs. Okay. And his hoof. And his hoof. Okay. Now for this part, I'm going to make sure that when I show where they cross, that I do not go over one another. All right, and now I'm going to come in with my thin Sharpie. I'll give him the little folds and curves for his ears so that that looks a little bit more believable. I will come in and get his eye, and I am going to leave a little shine mark for the reflection of the light. And then I'll come down and finish that little pig smile and get his nose. All right, guys, you are ready to go on. Now, I will tell you something that some people like to do is to not separate out the head of the pig quite so much from the body. So if that is something that you're like, ooh, it looks kind of separate, then you can come and you can add some whiteout, or you can not Sharpie that part. And if you want him to look like he has some rolls, you can come and add like a little roll on his back. All right. Good luck.